At that point as well. And, just first setting the context that we're here ahead of the budget, that capex push, which Mr. Damani just spoke about, that becomes very, very important for the market because usually, we ask you guys, what do you think? How important is the budget? And you say, no, not really. Budget is one-day event. This time it's a little more important? Or maybe a little more hopes?
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the pillars or one of the tailwinds that the market has had in a post-COVID era is the significant step up in spending by the government, especially on infrastructure. That's essentially helped India to kind of, sustain those relatively high growth rates. And that's very powerful. It's very impactful because when you're talking of a $4 trillion economy and 3 to 4% of that going into infrastructure, that's a lot of money, a lot of capital, a lot of investment. And the multiplier effect of that on a lot of industries around that, be it cement, steel, or any of the other, or in terms of employment, in terms of job creation, in terms of credit growth, it has a huge, massive multiplier effect. And that's one of the areas which has been the cornerstone of the Modi administration. But I clearly think that even in this budget, it becomes even more imperative because you're seeing signs of sluggishness in terms of private spending, private capex, the impact on the middle class, and the middle class probably taking a few steps back. So I think it's best to assume that consumption-related spending, especially the basic core consumption-related spending, will go through a grind, will go through a bit of a slowdown, and therefore it will still be on the part of the government to significantly step up investments on the infrastructure side. So I clearly believe that, and that's something which is very differentiated. You really don't depend on the world for that. You have a lot of room to do it. It's totally internal to you. Maybe with a bit of push, and I know that's obviously gone totally off the table, which is privatization, disinvestment. Yeah. If capital raising is a constraint, probably is to basically take out money from maybe wherever you can make money and put it into areas which can have a multiplier effect. So it's better use of capital. So I clearly believe that if there's one thing that I would want to look forward to in this budget, it is essentially the whole infrastructure sector. There have been many projects in the pipeline. For example, there's so much which has happened on railways, right? And in probably a couple of years, we would have our first high-speed rail network going, the bullet train project going between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. And the government is trying to try and indigenize that and try and make those things in India. It serves multiple purposes. I mean, it's building world-class infrastructure. It contributes to ease of living. It leads to indigenization. It leads to local job creation. So while we're all currently thinking about making America great, I mean, how about making India greater? And I clearly believe infrastructure spend is a fantastic silver bullet by which we can achieve that. Truly Atmanirbharta.